Welcome back to Jay's Smokehouse and the History of Shrooms series, or Psilocybin. Now for this first episode, I'm going to be covering what we have cataloged from the Stone Age, or prehistoric. But I will also be touching right at the end of the Stone Age and also into the Bronze Age. So the first evidence of shrooms or psilocybin is in 10,000 BC, and I find that really interesting because that's around the same time that we see the first evidence of cannabis. However, they're not found anywhere near each other. The first evidence of shrooms actually comes from northern Australia, from a cave. It's stone drawings in this cave that date back to 10,000 BC. And they are illustrations of fungi or mushrooms, and also what some are describing as psychedelic states. And I actually found it pretty interesting that it's found in Australia first. That's pretty cool. And also in a cave in Africa, dating back to about 9,000 BC, they also find rock paintings, and this dates back to 9,000 BC. But it's very similar to that in Australia. It's depictions of fungi or mushrooms and also what seems to be psychedelic states. And the earliest depiction in Spain or Europe is 4,000 BC. Now that's going to be it for psilocybin or shrooms in prehistoric era or the Stone Age. However, I do want to touch on the earliest known evidence in South America. Dating back to around 1500 BC with the Mayans, they have depictions of fungi or mushrooms, and it seems that they talk about this fungi as being a direct way of communicating with the gods. But I'm going to leave off there with South America and pick up with that on episode 2. Now, as I said previously, I wanted to touch on the stoned ape theory. Now, the stoned ape theory was put forth by two brothers, Terence and Dennis McKenna. Now, the stoned ape theory, or hypothesis, states that it's possible that shrooms or psilocybin helped primates into evolving into Homo sapiens. Now, one reason for this is that you can find psilocybin or shrooms on every continent that is inhabited. But as I have stated in the past, my series is really geared to history and provable events. But I will say this, whether or not the stoned ape theory is true, I will say I truly believe that psilocybin or shrooms and also cannabis can help lead our brains into deeper thought and therefore knowing more, or at least wanting to know more, asking more questions. But I am just as excited for this History of Shroom series just as much as I was for my History of Cannabis series. And I hope that you guys enjoyed just as much as my other series. And if you haven't checked it out, please check out my History of Cannabis series. I'll have the link in my description. Now, if you enjoyed this episode or you learned anything or you're excited for this History of Psilocybin series, please leave a like and a comment and let me know what you think. And also, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you can stay up to date with new videos coming out in the future. And now, as always, Jay is going to go smoke a J.